Okay. What is up, guys? Jerome, Romey here, back again with another podcast. Podcast. Wow! Even in the last one, I said podcast, man. Why do I keep? I think because I keep on insisting on doing these episodes at night. But well, this is the time I get, and I just have to go through with it. Okay, so let me try this again. What is up, guys? Jerome Romey here. Welcome back to another podcast episode. This is the second episode in this for this podcast. This is the first episode for this segment, which is Mindset Mondays. All right. So the first one was obviously Happy, Healthy, Wealthy Wednesdays. So this is Mindset Monday. Okay, so jumping right into as I said, Mindset Monday is just going to be about basically uh mindset, and it's in the name, right? But it's more about self development and like self development with taking yourself, growing within yourself, getting your mind right. Uh, yeah, man. And I also want to include entrepreneurship within this because I feel if if you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to do business just in general, like even if you want to manage a business or a company or whatever, you have to have the right mindset. So I think uh, following the entrepreneurial journey or trying to surround this around entrepreneurship is a better way of getting things going, because in order for you to manage anything, you have to have the correct mindset to manage, right? In order to lead, you have to have the right mindset. In order to do anything, you have to have the right mindset. So yeah, let's jump right into this. So I was editing a video that I made earlier on, right? I made a video for it was for my Herbalife page, right? So I was making a video for the Herbalife page, and in there I was just editing it now before I started with this podcast episode. In the video, I get to a point where I mention when I actually started like getting into self development. Okay, so I got into self development back in 2019. Now, back in 2019, I was like before I started with the whole self development and mind trying to get my mind right. I always had a feeling like I knew what I wanted to do. Like I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was in grade 9. Like uh we're doing EMS, right? EMS, Economic Management Science, I think, right? In full, but it was called EMS for us. So I remember I had this teacher, Miss Muluka, one of the best teachers I've ever had. One of the best teachers I've ever had. I can say that proudly. And she's what Robert Kiyosaki would say is a real teacher, because she was a business studies teacher, right? And she ended up going out, like she actually went out and created a business. And I'm sure like now I think she owns her own business. She's running her own business with her husband or something like that. I'm not too sure on the details, but I remember there were rumors like that. And but what I do know for sure is she left teaching because she wanted to pursue her career in entrepreneurship or building businesses or something like that. But what I do know is she had started a company with her partner at the time, and yeah, man, they were, as far as I know, they're still running their business or businesses. I'm sure they've grown. So, anyways, yeah, man, she was my teacher, and dope teacher, bro. I didn't really need, like, with, okay, like with her, you didn't really need to study or focus on doing your work. Like, as long as you sat down in class, opened your ears and listened to her, you were golden. Right. So, I'm going off topic here, right? So, anyways, y'all get it, right? So, thing is, I remember I was sitting uh in the middle row. Like, there was three rows in the classroom, right? It was the row next to the door, the first row next to the door, then it was the middle row, and then it was the last row next to the windows. Now, I was seated in the middle row, and I was seated in the middle row of that row, right? Meaning I was sitting dead center of the classroom, right? Well, more towards the back, but it was like center of the classroom, right? And we were writing notes, right? She loved to make us write notes, pointless notes, but because she would explain everything. So the notes were kind of pointless. Well, I understand maybe like for the slower learners or the people who actually needed to study. Okay, right. So we're writing notes, and I remember, like, I had heard of I had heard of this before, right? But I flipped the page, and I was reading, and I came up to the word entrepreneur, right? And I read up on the term, and I was fascinated, like, oh wow, okay, cool. This this is cool, right? And I spoke to her, and she explained, like, in further detail what an entrepreneur actually is. It is a person who builds businesses, and who seeks opportunity, who creates opportunity, right? So she gave me a really detailed explanation, right? And I really, like, I fell in love with it. Okay, so here's why. The year prior to that, I was in grade 8. Now, I was the kind of kid who hung around with the older kids, right? Hung around with the older kids. We used to smoke weed. We used to do a whole lot of ish, right? So they they got like they got like we get to talking, and then I heard from them about this thing called space muffins, right? Those are some weed cakes. So I decided, yo, I'm gonna try this. I went, I got some money, right? I was still like, I could still get money at home. So I got some money. I went and bought the muffin mix, bought me some weed, threw it all in there. I didn't like clean the weed, nothing. I just threw everything in there. Uh, made the thing, right. Of course, now at home they couldn't know that, so I had to bake undercover. Like, I baked at night. Yeah, I think it was like late at night. So I baked, took that to school the next day, gave the guys, like, yo, gents, here it is. This is what you were talking about, right? Here it is. I made some. Niggas chowed. Like, yo, dudes, sticks and stems. What the? What the? So I was like, okay, cool. So I kept on refining until I got it right, and I gave it to them, and they were like, dude, that's right. You should try to sell this. I'm like, well, what? They're like, yo, try to sell this. People will buy. People love this. I was like, okay, cool. So I sold that, and I started making money, and that was dope. And I started making it regularly. Started making money. Got to grade 9. uh hooked up with another with a friend of mine, oh, Uncle Sam. Shout out to Sam, man. Yeah, man. So got to doing that with him. He was like, "Oh, I want in, dude. I want in." Got him in the business. We were making money like crazy. So by the time I saw this word and I read up on this word, I was like, "Bro, entrepreneurship. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing. This is what this is what I'm made for. This is what I'm made for. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Why not? You know?" But a like it was a dope idea. Like I knew this is what I wanted to do. So in knowing that I wanted to follow my also my music passion, uh my love for music. I love music, man. I'll be sharing more on that like in tomorrow's episode or Tuesday's episode, which is Tuesday tunes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make an episode tomorrow, but uh, I'll see, right? But because I want to make one every week. But anyway, getting back into this, so I knew like I wanted to follow this, and I wanted to do this, and somehow I knew I was gonna incorporate my music into this. But da 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 da, man, growing up, being a kid, it was lifestyle, I guess, high school. So smoking, drinking, drugging, all that ish. So I tend like I faded away, faded away, faded away, and like I still had the like I had that feeling like I know this is what I want to do. Like even though like like even with like the conversations I'd have being drunk and like being in a session, right? Session is what we used to call like when you get together and we do drugs and we drink and we have some issues and so yeah, in a session, man, I would always find like, cause my friends too. I have a lot of rapper friends. I have a lot of people who love music as much as I do, but we were all caught up in the same boat, right? So we would talk about it but because the mindset wasn't there, it was just something we talk about during these sessions, and after the sessions it would just be I would record music, but it wouldn't go far because mindset, right? So in 2019, I remember I started working for I got a learnership at the Department of Transport. Got a learnership. I bought a phone. When I got paid, I bought a phone. Uh, Started going through Google, YouTube. I mean, uh, watching videos on YouTube, and then I came across like because like you must know, the new age ish like was really like it was really hyped like during that era, like the 2019 like era, right? So I got there and they started like YouTube started feeding me a whole lot of this new age things, like affirmations, yeah, affirmation, manifestation, all of that ish. So naturally, I got hooked on that. I started watching that, and then wait, before that, I was watching these motivational videos, like where you have to wake up in the morning, start your morning right, those kind of motivational videos. Watching those, but as I was watching those, I was still doing all this other ish, drinking, partying, doing all this. So yeah, it wasn't really having an impact. Well, at least at the time, it felt like it wasn't making an impact. So went through that. 2019, like I was watching a lot of motivational videos, right? And it wasn't just me. Some of my homies were also doing the same thing. But here's the thing with motivation. As Tom Bilyeu says, motivation is garbage. It is true because motivation will only get you hyped for like 5 minutes and then you forget about it. It just seems to simmer out of your mind. So yeah, man, like motivation, and then within that, uh, within that 2019 phase going into 2020, I started phasing into this whole manifestation and like your third eye, blah 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 blah, all this new age kind of hibby jibby ish. So yeah, I started listening to that. Then it was alright. It was intriguing. It felt, like it was very intriguing. It was interesting. So I listened to that. Da 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 da. Excuse me. Listen to that, and like going into 2020, right? I had already had like listened to all of this, and going into 2020, like I had decided I want to stop drinking. I want to stop smoking. This like stopping to drink and stop smoking and shit. That had been a long time coming. Now I had stopped smoking weed back in 2014. I had managed to stop smoking weed because the paranoia, but I was still doing other drugs like hard drugs, right? So doing that, and going into 2020, like before 2020, right? I had this thing like I'm gonna quit drinking. I remember I tried like I stopped drinking for like I wanted to stop drinking for like a month. Of course, come on, who's gonna like a month? This was December 20. Yeah, it was like around November, going to December 2019, I think. Yeah, it was around there. Now, December, if you're from South Africa, you know that in December is the time, right? This is like drinking time. Things are happening. Ugh, not bad, man. I just got this muscle thingy going, right? So if you're from South Africa, you know that in December, a lot of shit is going down, like in terms of drinking and, you know. So bad time for me to stop drinking. Bad time. So I tried like for like a week or something like that. That fell short. The niggas was like, "Yo, what the fuck you trying to do?" Ended up drinking, right? So going into 2020, I was like, "Fuck," disappointed, but like I knew like what I wanted to do, but got back into the habit. Da 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 da. 2020, right? The pandemic hits, bro. Like it was a horrible time for everyone, right? It was a horrible time for everyone, but for me, it was kind of like the best thing that happened. It was like the best thing that happened because in that period I got to move from listening to watching motivational videos, to watching videos on manifestation and ish like that, to finding audiobooks, right? I remember I wanted like pandemic hits and I kept on seeing like people talking about the Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I kept on seeing a lot of videos on them talking about this, and this is like during the pandemic. So libraries and things are closed, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, I need to get that book. Damn, I need to get that book. Damn, I need to get that book. Excuse me. Thinking I need to get that book, right? And then I don't know, somehow I found out like about audiobooks, right? Oh, I found Audible, but then I didn't have the money to be buying books on Audible, so I just typed it out like YouTube. I typed it out and I found the audiobook on YouTube. So I listened to the audiobook, and I was like, yo, this nigga, like this dude speaking the truth, right? So I listened to him, and if you know, if you understand, like if you know, you you understand what it's like when you, it's like it's like falling down the rabbit hole. Once you start with feeding your mind, once you start with feeding your mind, you can't stop. Because I mean, if you stop, then it means you weren't really, you were just, I don't know what I could say you were doing. But once you start, it, like you just need more and more and more. So I remember I listened to Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad audiobook on YouTube, and I fell in love. And then I listened to like more of his content. I started following him, and then I heard about Napoleon Hill. All right, Napoleon Hill. What was it? Think and Grow Rich. Right, Think and Grow Rich. I got that audiobook. I listened to it. I was, by this time I'm hooked. I listened to so many audiobooks. Excuse me. And it was listening to audiobooks, books that were not just giving you motivation or telling you, yo, you need to wake up early in the morning, you need to start your day right, da 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 da. That don't get me wrong, that is important. It's very important to stay motivated, right? Of course it is better to have self motivation. That's why self development is so important. So motivation is important, but it is not as important as actually developing your mind, actually making yourself grow. You know, like all of you grow, like not just physically, not just mentally, not just emotionally, but all of you have to grow as a whole. Your entire being has to grow, right? You have to not gonna do that. Okay. So in in listening to these audiobooks, I started discovering more and more people, and as I say, like the more you get into, like as soon as you get into self-development and you decide that this is for you, you want more and more and more, and speakers like like Jim Rohn is one of my all-time favorite speakers, right? Because he, man, when it comes to self-development, this dude is champ, right? Whew, his videos, they really got me going. They actually made me actually, coming to think about it, Jim Rohn was very influential in me deciding, okay, I think I'm gonna join Herbalife because first of all, you getting to live a healthy and active lifestyle while living a healthy and active lifestyle, which was what I wanted in the first place. I get to make money. I was like, no brainer, right? No brainer. So yeah, Jim Rohn. Then lately, I'm listening to people like Joko Willing, Jordan Peterson. Oh my goodness, Jordan Peterson, this guy. People like Gary V. Get King, man. actually got chills saying his nigga's name. Gary V, Tom Bellew, uh, Vusi Tembekwayo, South Africa. That dude is also something else. Yeah, man, people like that, and it made me like realize, okay, moving from where I was to where I am, I needed to, I needed something in me to switch, and getting into self development is what helped me to get that thing to switch. Today, as we speak, because I decided I am going to push and I am going to actually put in the work to grow and to change and to develop myself. I no longer drink to get drunk because I still have like a beer, right? Maybe a beer or a shot, but I cannot get drunk. I hate the feeling of being drunk. I do not smoke at all. I do not take drugs at all. So, oh, besides letting go of all the substances, I I now am in the process of learning more about what I actually want to do, which is entrepreneurship, right? And that's why I feel this has to be linked, because in coating my mind, I was able to say, okay, I need to grow, I need to develop, and I need to become. So here I am now, 2021, mindset growing, personal development. Man, it has been great. So yeah, man. Mindset Monday. Hope that story was good. So I'm gonna be speaking more on that in this. Uh, this is like, I wanna get like, for like the guests that I wanna get on here. This is one of the segments that I really wanna get guests for, because this for me is the most important, right? Of course, the happy, healthy, wealthy Wednesdays is about health and fitness and nutrition, and I'm all about that. But I I really want, it's not just about, it's not, I know it's not just about the mind, it's also about the body, but it's not only about the body, it is also about the mind. And I really, like, I push self development, because it is the self development that pushes you to want to keep healthy and fit. It is the self development that makes you want to become a better person. It is the self development that pushes you and makes you want to help other people. So this is the segment I really want to get guests for, and in time, I I I will be doing that. But for now, that is all I have. And yeah, man, maybe I will make an episode tomorrow. Not too sure, but let's just say I will be seeing you next week. But maybe I will make an episode tomorrow, because Tuesday tunes, music, guys, music. Anyways, man, thank you for listening. If you were listening on a podcast platform or listening platform, if you are watching this on YouTube, please hit the button, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you can get alerts when I post another video and you can get to watching. Okay, so anyways, man, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Peace. Check you on the next one.